corona situation caused all kinds of interesting things to the world is that Am Yisrael misses each other. I miss you. I miss my friends. I miss my people. I miss once upon a time we would just get on a plane, fly here, San Diego, Israel, France. People were flying around like it's now everything is different. We miss each other. Very, very special time. Feeling that Am Yisrael misses each other is a preparation for the Geulah, for the ultimate redemption, where we're going to see each other and we miss each other so much. But Ashreinu that we have this ability to connect. We're holding 9 days before Rosh Hashanah, special time that we're in. We'll talk a little bit about Rosh Hashanah, a little bit about this holy Sefer that we're going to learn, and we're going to connect it, B'ezrat Hashem. Rosh Hashanah, we said this many times, is the day that man was created. That day, man was created. That day, man was told not to eat from Etz Hadat Tov Hara. And the same day, he ate from Etz Hadat Tov Hara. And the same day, death was told to him that that was his punishment. And the same day, he did tshuva. This all happened on that one day. This one day is the first day of Tishrei, the day that we celebrate as Rosh Hashanah. One of the things that we do, and we do it already now, we get off a slichot, especially Am Yisrael from the Sfaradim, Chodesh Elul. The month of Elul is the month that Moshe Rabbeinu went into the heavens. He went up 40 days and 40 nights. He didn't eat bread or drink water. He went into the heavenly dimensions to bring down forgiveness for Am Yisrael for doing Chet HaEgel. What happened there? Am Yisrael sins and the Chet HaEgel makes a golden calf. And Moshe Rabbeinu goes to pray. He goes to speak to the Creator of the world, and he says, Creator of the world, I know that this nation, you just took us out of Egypt. And I know that you just gave us the most amazing miracles and the best attitude, and we for free. And I know that you gave us the Torah, and it said in the Torah, don't bow down to idols. And a couple of days later, the nation goes and does an idol. I know this. However, what am I saying? Right? A person goes to court. They tell the judge, I'm not pleading innocent. I'm pleading guilty. Guilty on all accounts. So if I'm guilty on all accounts, then what am I doing here? What do I want from you, judge? We tell the Borei Olam, we tell the Creator of the world, of course we're guilty. But you, Creator of the world, teach us that you have 13 midot shel rachamim, 13 midot of rachamim. And this is going to be the topic that we're going to discuss and hopefully bring light to our world and to the whole world through this. Let's take a step back. Let's take ourselves, we're human beings, we're parents, we're friends, we're husbands, we're wives, we're colleagues, and we deal with people all day and all night. We deal with people in our life. Some people we deal with, we're nicer to them. Some people we're more harsh to them. Sometimes we're in a better mood, we're nicer to people. Sometimes we're not in the mood, so we just run away. That means that a human being has within him many, many choices of reactions. Right? If I come to you and I give you a little, smack on your face, so if we're best friends, then it's amazing. But if we're not best friends, then what are you doing to me? Right? A person can react in so many ways. What makes the decision how I'm going to react? That means that if a person sins to me, a person does something wrong to me, embarrasses me, I could react to them in so many different ways. That means that inside myself, I have midot harachamim. I have in my character personality traits of mercy. That even though you embarrassed me, and even though you insulted me, and even though you lied to me, and even though you said this to me, you did that to me, if I want, I'm able to awaken my mercy inside myself, if I choose to, if I feel that it's right, and say, you know what, despite how this person treated me, I see something deeper in them. And I'm going to, even though I would really like to punish them or to be angry with them, I'm going to choose to act differently to them. And that's really what we do in slichot in these days. We get up in the morning and we say, Borei Olam, Chatanu lefanecha, rachem alenu. If we sinned, if we tell God that we sinned and we're pleading guilty, then we're saying basically we deserve the punishment. Then what are we talking to him about? We're telling him, no, we sinned and we're aware of our weaknesses and we hate our own weaknesses. We wish we were better. Therefore, we're asking you, creator of the world, we know you taught us, you taught Moshe Rabbeinu that you have 13 midot of rachamim. And this is what we're going to discuss right now. Bezat Hashem, in about a half hour, I'm not sure exactly, I'm not connected. Oh, yeah, about a half hour, we're going to have an open mic for questions. So if anyone has a question now, please write it down. If it's a question that you feel must be asked right away, then you could unmute yourself and ask. Right? This is an interactive, to some level situation. And let's jump into the water and we'll start. The pasuk says like this: Mi el kamocha, nose avon, v'over al pesha, lesherit nachalato. Lo yachzik la'ad apo, ki chafetz chesed hu. ישוב ירחמנו, יכבוש עוונותינו, ותשליך במצולותיהם כל חטאותם. תיתן אמת ליעקב, חסד לאברהם, אשר נשבעת לאבותינו מימי קדם. This pasuk in the Navi in Micha describes 13 midot that Borei Olam has. Now, when we talk about creator of the world, it's always important to give the short introduction that the creator of the world himself, what's called in the language of Kabbalah, Atzmuto Yitbarach, his essence, is unimaginable and unattainable to any human, to anyone, including Moshe Rabbeinu or anyone that was. What we do know about the Creator is his actions, it's the things that we see him do. But him himself, for example, imagine right now that you read a book and the book changed your life or inspired you. You never met the person that read it, but through reading the book, you could understand the personality, the vision, the greatness. The writer of this book put in the words of this book, he put in energy, he put in thought, he put in creativity. He thought about you when he wrote this book. But who is he? I have no idea. Not only that, the letters of the book itself, imagine this is an old writing that's written by handwriting. A person writes Aleph. The letter is just a letter. The person that wrote it is something totally different. In the same way, the creator of the world uses letters to create this world. He creates this world with the way we understand the mechanism of speech. The same way speech is me right now taking out of all the abilities that I have, taking the power of speech that I have, connecting my mind and my thought to it, and uttering words. And these words go into your ears. And from your ears, they go into your brain. And from your brain, they go into your intelligence and your being. If you like what I say, if you agree with what I say, it becomes a part of your personality, a part of your thinking. Literally merges, it becomes one with you, and then you repeat it on, and it could change your whole life. This is the power of words, of writing. However, the letters that I see in the paper cannot describe to me who is the writer. The writer is something totally different. And therefore, the creation, all the creation that we see is letters, it's words. He himself, Borei Olam, is the writer. But he teaches us who he is. He tells us, my friends, Banim atem la'Hashem Elokechem, my daughters, my sons, I created a world, and I promise you, I swear to you, that I'm going to be hidden in this world, and no one will ever see me. No creation will ever understand my real essence during their lifetime. However, I'm teaching you who I am. I'm teaching you what I like. I'm teaching you about my personality, so to speak. And I'm teaching you that I created a world, and in this world you're going to have the ability to choose right from wrong, good from bad, black from white. Anything you want, my friend, you could do. You could go against me, nothing will happen to you. You won't be struck by lightning. You could eat a big chazir on Yom Kippur, and nothing will happen to you. You'll be just fine. Because that's the beauty. I gave you guys free choice. And when you stand in front of me, you should know, I want you to know who I am. I want you to know that I kill. Borei Olam kills. Melech memitu mechayeh, and I give life. All the beauty that you see, everything that you can imagine, it's I create and I orchestrate and I design. And I want you to know about me that if you ever did something wrong, if you ever surrendered to your weaknesses or to your external, your superficial, it's not the end of the world. Because I have rachamim. I want you to know I'm the creator of the world. You don't know me. But the Nevi'im, Moshe Rabbeinu, they got to know me. They teach us this is the creator. He's a maleh rachamim. El maleh rachamim. That means that of course if a person sins and does averah, and the Torah says that they'll get the punishment, they will get that punishment for sure. However, the Torah teaches us that there's a deeper dimension, that if a person sins or lives a wrong life, they could then address the Creator Himself and say, Creator of the world, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I forgot about you. I'm sorry that I'm surrendering to my weaknesses. And something magical happens at that point. We say in Slichot, Vaya'avor Adonai al panav vayikra. What does it mean, Vaya'avor Adonai al panav vayikra? That the Creator of Vaya'avor, He passes. The Arizal teaches us that the letters Vaya'avor, Vav Yud Ayin Beit Resh. If you write this down on the paper, Vaya'avor, Vav Yud Ayin Beit Resh. Spells, there's two words in there. Reish Yud Vav, from that word, is Gematria Gvura. Gvura is the strength, it's the more external. Right? You do this is the punishment. You do this. Ayin Bet is Chesed. Vaya'avor is a word that's Gematria of the word Chesed Gvura. That means that the Creator of the world says, I want you to get to know me, not just to get to know me. Because you should know that it's upon you, creation. If you treat me superficial and external, I'll deal with you back, superficial and external. But if you call me from a deep place, if you want my rachamim, if you know that I'm merciful, if you know that I'm good, if you got to know me, and you're going to call upon those deep dimensions, those deep attributes that I have, that I will answer you from those places. I will give you kindness and forgiveness. So we study about who is the creator of the world. And my friends, how could I know, how could creation understand who is the creator of the world? So the creator of the world put all of his midot in us. That means that I have inside of me justice. And I could treat people around me with justice. And if someone wrongs me, I could punish them, or I could rebuke them, or I could correct them. But I also have inside of me mercy, rachamim. And I have the ability to say I'm sorry, and I have the ability to forgive, and I have the ability to forget, and I have the ability to rise above people's mistakes and what they did to me, and to forgive them. Where do I have this ability from? This ability is the ability that the creator of the world has. And he teaches us who he is. And since he created us in his image, B'Tselem Elohim Asa et Adam. So now we understand what we're going to do here. We're going to study right now the Midot HaRachamim, the attributes of mercy that the Borei Olam himself treats his creation. And then we're going to understand that we also, human beings, have in us the same two sets of midot. I have the external part of my being where I could just react to you the way I believe justice calls, or I could treat you with kindness and mercy from somewhere so much deeper and so much inner in myself. So this pasuk that we read, and I'll read it again, it's a short pasuk. This pasuk has more than 13 words, but it's divided into 13 categories. And we're going to focus on them a little bit. Mi el kamocha, nose avon ועובר על פשע לשארית נחלתו. לא החזיק לעד אפו, כי חפץ חסד הוא. ישוב ירחמנו, יכבוש עוונותינו. ותשליך במצולותיהם כל חטאותם. תיתן אמת ליעקב, חסד לאברהם, אשר נשבעת לאבותינו בימי קדם. So now we're going to discuss the first attribute of mercy, the first midah of rachamim that the creator of the world teaches us that he has. It's called mi el kamocha. El El in Hebrew, in Lashon HaKodesh, is a name for a god, a deity. The creator of the world creates everything. You can't call him the boss. He's not a boss. He's creating it. He's not the boss. He wills into existence every atom, every particle, anything that exists. We said this so many times. Creation runs with such beauty, with such wisdom. Anyone that takes time to study any aspect of creation, whether you study the leaf on a tree or the eyeball or the digestive system, it doesn't make a difference what you spend. Unfortunately, so many people end up learning how beautiful the body is only in hospitals when they speak to the doctors and they see the intricate design of, wow, that's the lungs, that's the breathing, that's the digestion, that's the foot. Everything is so complex, so unique, so interconnected. But Olam creates everything. Creates everything. Now imagine right now that you're a creator. And now a creator doesn't just say poof, and he creates things with a design. He has a vision for his world. He has a vision for his creation. He first sees the ultimate purpose, and based on that, he creates everything. And then we come along, we ignore his wisdom, we ignore his intelligence, we just do what we want. So creator of the world could say, listen, buddies, listen, guys, you're all very cool, but you realize that the life that you're breathing, it's me giving you, right? We're so busy thinking of our achievements, we forget that we're breathing. A person stops breathing with all their money in the bank and all their degrees from college and all their connections, and I don't care what. You can't live without breathing. And the creator of the world gives us air, gives us life, always. And the creator of the world could say, listen, my friend, you right now, you're going to go ahead and ignore me? You're going to go and do something that I said you shouldn't do? I said don't kill. I said don't steal. I said don't behave like an animal. And this is your life? You made a business out of killing. You made a business out of stealing. I could just stop giving you life. How are you breathing? How's your heart pumping? Is it not me that's giving you life? Of course, he could just stop giving any creation life whenever he wants, as he gives life whenever he wants. But he doesn't do that. Even though creation goes against him, even though we sin, even though we don't spend the right amount of time thinking of who is our creator, we just take everything for granted and worry about my comfort and my this and my ego and the creator says, my friend, of course I could pull the plug on you, but I'm not. You know why? Because that's my inner attribute of mercy. Says that no matter what, I'm giving you a chance. I'm giving you this time. I'm giving you this life with the ability to make mistakes, with the ability to learn. So we see that this is one midah that Borei Olam has. Mi el kamocha. Is there any el like him? Is there any creator like him? That even though he creates everything, no matter how bad creation will be, no matter how much they'll ignore him, he doesn't pull the plug on them. The same way, the same way human being needs to behave. Now again, we're going to see this. This is a very big understanding. That the reason we learn about the attributes of the Creator is not just to know information. It's like we said before, is because these attributes exist also in me. And when I learn that this is how the Creator behaves, and I'm able to activate that attitude in myself, then I am becoming godly. That means the savlanut. Savlanut, my friends, savlanut. One of the deepest words that exists, one of the deepest concepts, savlanut. In English translates as patience. Patience is just one aspect of savlanut. But savlanut means, in Hebrew, sabal means a person that carries refrigerators. Sabal. What is patience? If I have to have patience for you, that means I have to be able to carry you, to contain you. If I don't have patience with someone, that means I can't handle them right now. I can't handle their burden, their life, their trip right now. Like, dude, like it's not for me. I can't handle you right now. Savlanut means that I'm able to contain you and you and you and you and you and you with your craziness and your stupidity and your. Doesn't the creator of the world contain us all day? All of us. All of us. And we, not only do we ask him for good, and not only does he give us good, afterwards we don't say thank you. We take the energy that he gives us and we use it in our same selfish ways as we did before. And what does he do? He doesn't say, ah, what a creation. They failed me again. Next time I'm going to give them nothing. He doesn't say that. He says, I love them and I'm going to have mercy on them. And even though they go against me, I'm going to continue loving them. So now we understand that how do I, me, human being, how do I get the opportunity to become godly? The creator of the world puts people in my life. My wife, my kids, my neighbors, my colleagues, my work, everyone in my life, and everyone in your life. And these people in your life, they push your buttons. Some people inspire you. Some people hug you. Some people kiss you. Some people annoy you. Some people steal from you. Some people lie to you. Some people curse you. We're all surrounded with all types of people. And when I make a decision that no matter what happens to me, I will love, I will have patience with people, even if they wrong me, even if they're damaging me. Of course, if a person is in an abusive relationship that needs to be out, divorce is always an option, and we're not talking about this right now. And a person should never be abused in a relationship. There's ways to fix this. But there's normal level of abuse in every relationship. People insult each other, this is normal. We do this to each other. I could say I have savlanut. When a person does something wrong to me, and I later on, I could pull the plug on them and this and that, I could ignore them, I could not give them attention. No. I say no. I'm going to go somewhere deeper inside myself. I'm going to rise above that external. Vayavor Adonai al panav. I asked the creator of the world this morning in Slichot, I said, creator of the world, I know that I sinned, and I know that I forgot about you, and I lived a selfish, self-centered life. Could you please forgive me? And he said, of course. Of course I'm going to forgive you. I love you. Then later on, I go on in life, and someone hurts me, and they don't even ask, I'm sorry. They damage me. They don't even stop to ask forgiveness. They move on in life. They ignore me. And I have so much pain and so much anger in my heart. But I tell myself, I'm here to become godly. The reason that person is in my life, the reason he pushed those buttons, is to allow me a chance to go deeper inside myself and to say, I'm going to rise above myself. I'm going to act from a deeper place. Why? Because I'm asking the creator of the world the same thing. Didn't I wake up in the morning and say, creator of the world, I sinned. Didn't I say that this morning? So if I want to, the creator of the world tells me, my friend, why should I not judge you harshly? Why should I awaken mercy on you? I'm a melech hamishpat. I'm going to give you a chance today at 3:30. Someone's going to come to you and say something not nice to you. Someone's going to hurt you today. Let's see how you react then. Will you react from your external levels? Will you judge them harshly? Will you kill them inside your heart? Or will you say, I'm going to be bigger. I'm going to contain them. I'm going to love them. I'm going to have patience for them. I'm going to judge them l'kaf zchut. And when we do this, my friends, Hashem tzilcha, Borei Olam is our shadow. If it wasn't written in the Torah, if the Baal Shem Tov didn't teach us that, we wouldn't know this. Creator of the world is our shadow. Based on our choices, when we choose to go deeper and to awaken mercy inside ourselves, on our brothers, on our sisters, on our wife, on our kids, on our neighbors, on that neighbor, that jerk, or whoever, we all have jerks in our life. The person that said this to me and did that, and they could. You awaken mercy, great. That's how it works, my friend. Man, decides how creator of the world, judges the world. So this is the first midah. So since we're gonna take this in the form, this book is written really in the form of a workshop. So it's a no-brainer. It's an easy. So we're gonna take one exercise here, and we're gonna continue. The idea of this whole everything that we're doing now is exactly this workshop, and I'm going to repeat this over and over and over and over and over. And I'm sorry if it's too much, but if we understand it, then it's worth it. The important understanding that we need to take from here is that there are different reactions that creation could receive from the creator. The creation, when it does something wrong, could receive judgment and punishment, as it says in the Torah, which will be right. Or the creation could call upon the creator to behave to the creation through deeper ways of mercy. And then punishment won't come. There'll be different ways how the world will come to its fixing, beautiful, sweet understandings. And the decision of how the creator, what attitude he'll give his creation is given to man, to me and you, men and women. And when we stand up and say, Borei Olam, we're asking for mercy. When we use our mouths, we say, Adonai, Adonai, El Rachum V'Chanun, Erech Apayim V'Rav Chesed V'Emet, Notzer Chesed La'alafim, Noseh Avon V'Fesha V'Chata V'Nakeh. When we say these 13 midot, so we're calling him by speech. But there's a deeper way of calling the midot, not by asking him to activate these midot, by us in our world activating these midot. And remember, my friends, that everyone in your life is puppets. Imagine that you go into a house and I call you over before you go in and I say, whatever your name is, I say, listen, you're about to go into a house. You're going to meet all kinds of people there. All kinds of things are going to happen there. You'll be there all day. Many people, all kinds. Remember, at the end of the day, we're going to look at one thing. And that one thing will determine if you were successful or not. What's that one thing? We're going to see, did you get upset that day or not? That's all. The whole day is a test of, are you upset or not? So you go into the house and the kids are yelling and this, and you tell yourself, it doesn't make a difference. What I see is not what I see. What I hear is not what I hear. It's a test inside myself. Will I hold my cool? Will I hold my patience? Or will I get upset? This is really what life is about. To remember that everyone and everything in our life are put there by the creator of the world for us, for a chance for us to awaken this rachamim through learning the midot of Hashem. So the first midah that we learned, mi el kamocha. Is there a El? Is there a creator like the creator of the world that has the ability, like we said, to pull the plug on any creation at any time, but he doesn't. Even though they go against him, he gives them mercy and allows them to continue. And this is the midah that a person should have. That even though my friend embarrassed me and hurt me and humiliated me, again, if you're in an actively abusive relationship, refer to a professional and see how to deal with your life. But if you're in a handleable relationship and there's like we said, a normal level of abuse, if you could say such a thing, people insult each other, not this, not nice. You're gonna say, you insulted me, and I'm still gonna do your laundry. I'm still gonna give you coffee. I'm still gonna love you. I'm still gonna smile at you. And everything I did to you before, I'll continue to do, because I'm gonna have mercy on you. And you should know, my friends, since we're holding on this topic, a very, very deep teaching that Rav Nachman of Breslov teaches us. Very, very deep teaching. That very often in our life, we have people that cause us anger, people that are not acting right in all kinds of ways. Rav Nachman of Breslov teaches us that the emotion of anger, which is clearly a fire emotion, when a person turns angry, they turn red, they heat up, there's a clear fire, could be converted easily if a person chooses and wants. Could be converted into fire of rachamim, of mercy and compassion. If you're really angry at someone, try this. Try in your mind really understanding that, in Hebrew we say, miskanim. Like if this is the level that the person's holding at, this is where their inner world is at, this is how poor their life is, their choices are. Wow. As a miskan. As a miskan. To have rachamim, awaken mercy on them. The second midah, after the second midah, we'll stop for some questions. Noseh avon. So we say that Mi El Kamocha, the creator of the world, Noseh avon, carries the burden of the sin. Very interesting. What does it mean that he carries the sin? We sin, we do something wrong. What does it mean that he carries it? So we know, like the Mishnah teaches us, that every action that a human being does creates an angel. Every action. Right now, we're creating beautiful angels. Right now, we're a group of beautiful people that are getting together despite the difficult global conditions. We're using technology to sit and to learn Torah because we love Hashem and we're trying to get ready for Rosh Hashanah. We're doing a mitzvah of limud Torah. It's a beautiful mitzvah. We're creating joint beautiful angels that are going to be with us forever and ever. But what if chas v'shalom, a person behaves in a wrong way? A person makes wrong, selfish choices. We say they surrender to their weaknesses, to their habits. Every action creates an angel. Now imagine a person sins and does a wrong action, and that action creates an angel. That means the person continues on with his life. But that angel, what happens with that angel? Where does he go? What happens to him? This angel, obviously, all the spiritual construction that we do in our life, we're not aware of it. We're going to be aware of it when we leave the physical, and we enter the spiritual dimensions that we created. They become our new world. The same way a fetus goes from a womb into a globe. We go from this world into the real world. A person creates a negative angel. The negative angel needs life. Everything in the world needs life. And he goes in front of Borei Olam, and it says, he tells him, Ploni asa'ani, that person down there, he created me. How do I exist? That person created me. And I need life, because if I don't have life, how could I live? So this angel tells the creator of the world, listen, I could go to the person that created me and take life from him, because he created me. He's my father. Taking life from him means taking his life. Creator world says, no. Don't go take his life. I will support you. I will support you, horrible, negative, dark angel, because I don't want you to go and receive life from the person that created you. Because if you take life from them, they won't have any more life and they'll die. So I will give you life. Noseh avon, he contains, he holds, he carries the avon, the sin. Imagine the patience. Not just that the creator could pull the plug on a person while he sins and says, you're sinning with my energy, you're not embarrassed. He doesn't do that. But after the person sins and he creates a real reality, a spiritual reality, a dark, horrible, ugly, killing, evil angel that he created from that selfish, negative place, the creator says, I will give life to that. So that life, that angel doesn't have to kill you because you created it. Look how much a person has to learn from this. How much savlanut to have. That a person is sinning actively right now against me. And they're still actively hating me and doing things against me. It doesn't make a difference. I'm going to have patience and wait. I'm going to have patience and wait. These, you understand clearly when a person, you're intelligent people, when you think of these midot, are supernatural ways of behaving. The natural way to behave is, I'm strong and I'm this, and you come and you're going to do this. I'm going to sue you, I'll take you, I'll this, police. That's how the world works. We're talking about a different energy here. My friend, I'm not here to sue you. I'm not here to make more money and to your porch not to bother me. And it's not here. I'm here to become godly. I was born selfish, negative, self-centered. And the Creator opened up my eyes to see that there's a different way to behave. There's a way of patience. There's a way of containment. There's a way of mercy. And I, right now in my life, I'm going through an act of transformation, of becoming, of evolution. And you, my horrible neighbor, you, my horrible friend that's embarrassing me and cursing me, you are the one that's helping me. You're forcing me to go inside my inner self, and you're forcing me to act with higher mercy. We sin, And then we're saying, Vayavor Adonai al panav. Panav is the external level of din. Vayavor, we're saying, come from a deeper place, that the chesed should overpower the din. Vayavor Adonai, Vayavor is also gematria for you. I'm going to say this to you, it's not for the rest of the class, but this you'll understand it, is 288. And I'll tell you that we're actually set up to succeed. It's a sold game in a certain sense. The activation of evil and good had to be activated through man, meaning there's a level in creation where the Creator creates and creates and creates, but at one point, in order for man to be responsible and to be involved in an active player, man has to kick in. Man kicking into the system is a very, very, very subtle understanding of how that happens, because that's also godly design. It's a very tricky place, but it happens in a certain... That day of creation was the day that man became a partner in creation. Man was created. Man was commanded what to do and what not to do. Man sinned that day, and man was forgiven that day. All that has happened on that day, and therefore, Creator told Adam HaRishon, on this day I promise you that forever and ever, whenever your kids stand up and say, we sinned, and we'll do tshuva on this day, since this is the day that you sinned, and the day that you did tshuva, and the day that I accepted your tshuva, forever and ever this day, the gates are open for tshuva. And that's Rosh Hashanah. So your question is a wider question. B'ezrat Hashem, we could talk about it. It's a very, very interesting place where man and God, at what point did it stop becoming godly links and then becoming human? There's one place where it connected. It's fascinating, that place. All the worlds, you should just know, you touched are all fascinating in general, but in that place, they're the most fascinating, where they shift, because that's where when does day become night? When does spirit become physical? And then like the spirit's in my body. What God is doing in this is that, where's the workshop of life? I tell my kids, sometimes we go to a place, we have to wait for half an hour or an hour. We're here to become godly. We're here to become patient. Where do you study these things? What university? There's no university. Your life is the university. Your kids, your family, your bank, stop in the middle. You're standing, something's frustrating you, stop and say, wow, I'm in the middle of a class right now. The Creator of the world is giving me agents in my life that are forcing me to deal with patience. He's forcing me to deal on a higher standard, my own self. A person has 2 kids, you think it's the same as having 4 kids? 4 kids require much deeper patience from you. Good. We don't look for these challenges. We don't look for them. But if they come, stop and realize, what I see with my eyes is not what's happening. I tell this to you guys all the time. We say, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. And we close our eyes. Why do we close our eyes? Because I tell myself, what I see with my eyes is not what's happening. What's happening is that there's a Creator of the world, and He's creating me, and He's giving me an opportunity to rise and become godly and become infinite. And He sent this person right now to help me by bothering me and antagonizing me and, annoying me. This is how I'm going to grow. I look at them and I say, you are godly. And even though it's difficult, but when you rise above, you realize that this person or this event was the thing that forced you and gave you the ability to do that. Question: why didn't Abraham pray for Yitzchak? The idea of becoming mercy, of acting through mercy. As a matter of fact, Abraham and Yitzchak, Abraham, his midah was chesed. That means his natural inclination was for kindness and goodness. For a person that their natural inclination is kindness and goodness, it's very difficult for them to do any act of strength. To stand up for their rights, to kill someone, to see blood, it's difficult for them. Because their natural inclination is beauty, it's giving, it's water. For a person like that, their becoming godly is when God gives them something that's against their nature, and they say, God, I know that you're telling this to me. I'm going to do something against my nature. That's how they become godly. So, meaning if a person sees something in the world, of course, they're meant to pray for it and to ask the creator of the world for mercy. But if it's happening to you, then deal with it. Understand that the creator of the world is making this happen to you. You may have tried to stop it. You may have tried trying to change the decree through prayer. But this is happening. And this is happening for you as an agent to force you to your inner self and to awaken the midot of rachamim inside yourself. Okay? Question. Rebuke is a fascinating human being that sees his friend doing something wrong is commanded not to stand there as an innocent bystander, but to say something and to gain something. However, the Gemara teaches us, Rabbi Akiva already says that even in their generations, they weren't able to rebuke each other. Moshe Rabbeinu, the leader of Am Yisrael, rebukes Am Yisrael at the end of his death, at the end of his life. His whole life he didn't rebuke them. Rebuke is a very, very sensitive topic that if you take rebuke on the face value, then you're probably doing everything wrong. Meaning if you're going to rebuke people around you because of what they did wrong, you're going to be a negative, angry, not liked person. And your words will not have effect on people. Rebuke means that there's ways to do it. First of all, absolutely love them inside yourself. But you love them. Your rebuke to them is not because you're trying to cancel them and to erase them and to tell them that what they're doing, you're telling them you're an amazing, special person. I know you, you're who you're meant to be, who I know you are, the you that I love. Even that should be said very, very, with so much love, and really should have a lot of love. And even that should be said barely. Your wife, never rebuke. Ever. People, never. Rebuke is something that the same way you call a rabbi, if your chicken soup, some cheese fell inside, you call the rabbi, what do I do? And he says, how much chicken soup? The same way you call a rabbi for alachot of ben adam lechavero. If you have a question of how to deal with your friend, you call a rabbi and you say, my friend did this and this and this. What does the Torah teach me? What's the right way to deal with it? Because when you're dealing with human emotions, it's not chicken soup, my friend. It's kal vachomer. So rebuke is a word that I would rather, at this point, if you can find out the right way and you did a lot of itbodedut and a lot of meditation and you awakened a tremendous amount of love for this person and you really know the right words to say, because the chances of rebuke going wrong are you must, and you consult with a specialist. Instead of rebuke, I could suggest to you that if there's a person in your life that you feel needs rebuke, I could almost guarantee you that if you, in your heart, without telling them a word, you go into a different room, a different house, and you, in your heart, awaken mercy in your heart, and you say, this is a special person. I love them. I feel horrible for them for the place that they're in. Maybe it's their upbringing. Maybe it's their... Give this person strength. You think this person is happy with the mistakes they're making? They're not. You think they don't need strength to stop the mistakes they're making? They do. So if you want to be a friend, he's so beautiful. He's so special. We've been friends for so many years. And now I see he's doing this, he's doing that. Give him strength. It's as severe or worse than consulting questions of kashrut or Shabbat or Taharat HaMishpacha. The mitzvot, Moshe, the mitzvot are kivyachol, the levushim of the actions or the behavior that the Borei Olam himself behaves. The midot affect a different place. Meaning, also the mitzvot and also the midot are ways of behavior that are given to the creation in order to achieve perfection and become like the creator. But they work in different levels. That means that there's thoughts that creation should have and shouldn't have. There's speech that creation should have or shouldn't have. And there's actions that creation should have or shouldn't have. The mitzvot fall into that category of thoughts, speech and actions. Besides for that, there's attitudes that the creation can have that will influence their whole attitude towards mitzvot. That means that if a person has ga'ava, if his whole life is about his ego and his honor and his self-centered, there's no way that a person like that could do mitzvot. So in that sense, the midot are called higher than the mitzvot. Even though the mitzvot are actually, when I'm doing the mitzvot, I'm actually becoming God. But if I don't have those midot, I'm never going to do the mitzvot. So they work together. They're all, the midot and the mitzvot are ways of being that are taught to the creation in order to give creation the chance to rise and become the ultimate that it could be, which is one with the Creator. The midot, everything is rooted in atzmuto yitbarach. All the things that we're taught to do or not do are rooted in the essence of what is the Creator Himself. If we understood what is the Creator, it would be simple for us that all the mitzvot, simple that that's how you live, and simple that that's how the midot are. Everything is rooted in us becoming worthy of unifying with Him by becoming one, by becoming the same as Him.
Thank you.
Moshe. It is 24 hours, but I believe that the man wasn't created at the beginning of the 24 hours. He was created at the beginning of the day of the first Yom Shishi. The Gemara discusses what happened in the 12 hours of that day. Ganuz was shining, and it's shone also on Shabbat. So that means 12 hours of Friday, and 26 hours is the root of the 36 hidden tzaddikim that exist in every generation.
Yes.
And the root of the 36 Masechtot of the Shas, the Talmud Bavli, and the root of the 36 candles. Fantastic. We'll continue. So now, Over al Pesha. That means that when a Kadosh Baruch Hu forgives a person, He doesn't forgive him through a shaliach. He forgives him Himself. Ki imcha selicha. You forgive. And what is slicha? Slicha means that a Kadosh Baruch Hu says, you sinned, and I will purify you, just like you did. So that means that Kadosh Baruch Hu, He cleanses our mistakes. He cleanses our avirot. He Himself. Imagine a person does something negative to you. Okay, so you already forgive him. You already have patience for him. You, like we said in the first two midot. But then, you're going to send someone to deal with the mess. You don't want to. No. The same way HaKadosh Baruch Hu, if someone does something negative, He Himself goes and fixes it. The same way a person himself should rise above and go ahead and say, yes, my friend, you sinned against me. I'm going to have patience for you. I'm going to contain you. And not only that, I myself will go ahead and do the fixing that needs to be done from the mess that you made. These levels are not simple levels to reach, but these are levels that we have to understand, to aspire to. L'she'arit nechalato. HaKadosh Baruch Hu treats Am Yisrael and He says, listen, they're my family. You know, we treat family members different than we treat other people, hopefully. In our generation, nothing is already taken for granted. But a person naturally awakens more mercy on his children, on his relatives. That Borei Olam says like this, they're my family, like it says many psukim. And the same way a person should say, all the neshamot are one. We know the neshamot, chelek Eloham imal mamash, they're an aspect of HaKadosh Baruch Hu Himself. And therefore, everyone should be interested in the success and good of the other neshama. That means that, sometimes you see a person and say, yeah, I want to be a tzaddik, and I want to give tzedakah, and I want to be this, and I want to be amazing. Okay, it seems very special. Is it real? How do you know if it's real? Even on yourself, how do you know that your intention is really, maybe you're just doing this to be famous, maybe you're doing this to get olam haba, maybe you're doing this because you want to feel like to get attention, to get honor. I don't know why you're doing this. How does a person know inside themselves that the drive for the good is really good? Maybe their drive for the good is coming from a selfish place. There's a very simple way to test this out. What is your attitude towards another Jew? Meaning, are you interested in this other Jew succeeding and being the best that he could be and shining and advertising God in the best way that he could and doing mitzvot in the best way? That means that you're interested in the success of Am Yisrael. And therefore, your interest in your own success doesn't stem from selfishness, from ego. It stems from your real desire for the success of Am Yisrael. And how do I know that I want the success of Am Yisrael? Because when I see another Jew succeeding, I'm so happy. I'm just as happy as him succeeding as I'm succeeding. Because my main agenda and my intention is that the Am Yisrael, the nation of Borei Olam, should be successful. They should shine. And when I see my friend, my partner, my brother, my sister not living up to who they're meant to be, to who I know they could be and should be, it causes me pain in my heart, in my essence, in my being. Just as much as if I make mistakes, and when I don't live up to who and I'm meant to be, it causes me pain. And that's why we have the mitzvah, ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, that a human being should want the success of his friends and never speak negative about them. The same way the creator of the world only wants our success. So this is a general attitude of how we should, the first three midot, we spoke about a person actively sinning and causing negative to a person, and how we should contain them and have patience for them, and even fix their mistakes. But now we're learning about a general attitude. What is the attitude that Borei Olam has towards his children? That I should have towards my brothers and sisters. I should want the success of my brothers and sisters, of our team, of our family, of Am Yisrael. I should cry when I see that my nation, that my people, that my brothers and my sisters are not happy, where they're not living up to their potential, where they're wasting their lives on chases of physicality and stupidity and superficiality. This is a midah that forces me to go deeper inside myself. Like we said, when I go deeper inside myself, this causes in the heavens that the creator of the world awakens that midah and says, yes, even though maybe they're sinning, but aren't they my brothers? Aren't they my sisters? Aren't they my kids? I'm interested in their success. No matter what I see they're doing, I want them to succeed. Lo echzik la'ada po. The fifth midah. In this midah, we're going to learn that even if a person is sinning, actively sinning, HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't hold his anger to this person. This often happens. I don't want to bring this up. This is a hot topic in all books of men versus women. But it's always, everyone knows it's the truth. When a couple sometimes argues, fights, so the man, he says what he says, but the woman, they remember. Ooh, lo ichzik la'ada po. Don't hold on to that anger. Borei Olam has all of our records, everything's on file. He recalls exactly what you did last Tuesday at 4:45. He doesn't remember every word that you said. Everything is on file. And even though a person is still continuing in that negative way, Kadosh Baruch Hu says, no, I have a midah, I have an attribute in my being that doesn't hold on that anger. To the contrary, even though the sinner is still sinning, I'm not punishing him. I'm waiting patiently. Maybe they will do tshuva. Everyone that's a parent knows how difficult it is when you see your child making childish decisions and they're not listening to you, and you're giving them good advice, and you're telling them what the right thing to do, but who cares? No one's listening to you. It doesn't make a difference, even though they don't listen to you. I'm not angry at them. This is the way that we should treat our friends, even though I have full permission and it's the right thing to do, that I could give tochacha to my friend, and maybe I could rebuke him, and maybe I could cause him some pain. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to cancel that anger in my heart, even if I'm allowed to be angry at this person. I'm not going to hold on to anger. Azov ta'azov imo, let go. And this is, in general, the topic of forgiveness is a loaded, fantastic, amazing, deep topic. We live in a world today, 2020. I don't even know what the book of diseases looks like. So many sicknesses, so many illnesses, so many syndromes and symptoms, and nonstop. Anger is a fire that kills whoever holds on to it. Fire doesn't distinguish who's holding it. If you hold a coal, you're holding a coal, my friend. Forgiveness is one of the most beautiful things that Ba'olam teaches us, and this is really this attribute. Lo ichzik la'ad apo. Let go, my friend. Let go. Of course you're right. Of course you're right. But because you're right, you're going to commit suicide. Because you're right, you're going to hold on to negative emotions that will chas v'shalom kill a person. People think that cancer is bad, that corona is bad. You know how lethal, how destructive, how poisonous, how venomous anger is? Stress, hatred, jealousy. These are emotions that eat a person from the inside. These are horrible, negative emotions. Let go. Let go. Forgive. Live forever. Let go. Lo ichzik la'ad apo. And he has all the right reasons, and everything's on record. We're sometimes upset at a person, and it's not even true everything we think. It could be the whole story is the opposite. That we're the wrong ones. But Olam is not like that. When he's upset at us because we're wrong, and not because he's wrong. And he says it doesn't make a difference. I'm teaching you, my kids, how to behave. Look at me. I'm right. At all standards, I'm the creator of the world. And you're wrong. And you know it. And I'm still going to love you. I'm still going to forget everything you did. I'm not going to be angry at you. Because I want you, my kids, my boys and my girls, to learn how to behave. Behave like me. Become infinite like me. Become beautiful like me. Don't hold any anger, any resentment, any stress. Let go. It's not worth it. Let go. Lo yachzik la'ad apo. Ki chafetz chesed hu. We're going to do this one last one for today. We'll have some last questions after this. So till now we did Mi el kamocha, Nose avon, Over al pesha, Lesharit nachalato, Lo yachzik la'ad apo. You see how every word here teaches us about one attribute of what the Creator is and how creation could be like this. Ki chafetz chesed hu. He loves chesed. Borei olam wants and loves chesed. This is a midah that he has. What does this mean? We learn in one of the deepest Sfarim of Kabbalah. It's called the Hechalot. Hechalot is the heavenly chambers where the angels, where the souls, where things happen. And they're fortunate souls that are holy, that are pure, that can enter these places and ask questions, receive information, and learn Torah. So we learn in these Heichalot that there's a special Heichal, there's a special Heichal, a special chamber for special angels. And these angels stand in this chamber all day. What do? They wait. They wait to receive Gemilut Chasadim that a human being does in this world. Anytime we do Gemilut Chasadim, every time you give a tzedakah, anytime you help someone, anytime you say something nice, an act of chesed, an act of kindness, those angels can't wait. They take it, they love it, they glorify it, they talk about it, they take this chesed and they hold it in this world. And when midat hadin, when the attribute of deen, of justice, awakens and comes to Borei Olam and says, Borei Olam, look, we are the angels of justice. Look at your nation. Look at Am Yisrael. Look at what they're doing. Look at how they're behaving. You created us. We're angels of justice. This is our mission, to go into the world and to see the thoughts and the speech and the actions of human beings and to report to you when justice is needed. That's how you made us, and you love us, and we're claiming justice. The Torah says this: if you behave like this, you get punished. We're claiming the punishment. What does Borei Olam do? He right away brings those angels of the chesed, and they say, look at this nation, they do chesed, they do tzedakah. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu ki chafetz chesed hu, because he loves chesed, even though they're guilty, if they're causing chesed to one another, since he loves chesed, he has rachamim on them. The same thing we learned that happened at the time of the destruction of the Bet HaMikdash. Malach Gavriel is the Malach of Devorah that carries out the Devorah. Kadosh Baruch Hu tells him, Am Yisrael wasn't in good shape at the time of the Churban Bet HaMikdash. And there was permission from the heavens to awaken Din, to awaken judgment on the world, as we see that the fire of the Din burned the Bet HaMikdash. And he gets full permission for his Kochot HaDin. He got permission to receive from the fire of the Mizbeach, the Din of the Malchut. The Din was getting stronger, so much stronger. There was a claim to destroy Am Yisrael because they were in such a negative place, such a low place. And it says in the Pasuk, suddenly they see the Kruvim, and under the Kruvim there's a shape of a human hand. What does this mean? HaKadosh Baruch Hu tells Gabriel, Malach Gabriel, you're the angel of judgment. And Am Yisrael deserves punishment right now because they're sinning. And you're the angel that's going to punish them. But what could I do? There's a shape of a hand. The shape of a hand means they give chesed, the hand. They're giving tzedakah, they're doing chesed. Even though they're horrible, even though they're selfish, I love chesed. Chafetz chesed hu. And they're doing chesed to each other. Even though if they're guilty, I'm giving them life because they do chesed, and I love chesed. The same way human being has to behave in this way, even though there's someone that's negative to this person and causing them anger. Take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and think this person has something good to them. They're a good father. They're a good husband. They did something good. They did something kind. Right now, all I see in them is their horrible, negative attitude that they're having towards me. And my natural reaction is to destroy them, to embarrass them, to fight with them, whatever it is. But I'm going to go deeper because I want to be like my Creator. The same way my Creator doesn't just look at his creation and judge them superficially. If he did, there'd be nothing left. The same way I'm going to look at this creation and not look at it superficially. I'm going to look deeper and stop and think, this person must have done good. They have a good aspect to them. I'm going to focus on that good of who they really are. He's good to others. Maybe he's good to his neighbors. Maybe he's good to his kids. Maybe he's nice to his dog. Maybe he walks his cat. I don't know what he does. There's something good in this person. And that's enough for me to say, he's good. He's good. And therefore, even though all the negative that's coming out of him towards me, he's good. I'm going to look at that good in him and judge him good and love him because he is chesed. Ki chafetz chesed hu. I'm going to rise above my superficial eyes, my eyes of flesh, and find in my heart room to see good in him and to give space in my heart for this person because he does chesed. Because Borei Olam does the same thing to us, and I want to be like him. And I want Borei Olam to treat the whole world to this way. So I'm going to activate this way. I'm going to look at my friend and find chesed in him. This nekuda, we spoke about this many times, Rav Nachman of Breslov made from this a lifestyle. Seeing the good in my brother and my sister and my friend and my neighbor. And understanding, people think, oh, this person is negative to you. He's embarrassing you. And you don't want to fight, you're a nice person, so you forgive him, and no, it's not like that. It's a deep wisdom that is taught to us that I could look deeper into the person. I could recognize his true motives of who he really is. He's not his mistakes. I'm not my mistakes. You know how many things I do that I wish I didn't do? You know how many things I do that I regret doing afterwards? And I tell myself, that wasn't really me. The real me, could I see the same in a person? And could I say all that negative and all that speech and all that thing that I say? It's true, he's doing it, he's responsible, and I wish he stops. But when I really know who that person is and I know really what they do, that's what I'm going to look at. And that's really what's true. So, my friends, we did now 6 midot. Mi'el kamocha. נושא עוון עובר על פשע לשריד נחלתו. לא החזיק לעד אפו כי חפץ חסד הוא. And I want to summarize this and bring this home into our life, into our behavior, to the way that we should deal with our life, with the people in our world. Number one, understanding that there's nothing in our world, only him. Yud Kei Vav Kei. Creator of the world, the one that loves us. And this whole world is an opportunity for us to grow and to become. And we have multiple levels to us. We have external, superficial levels, and we have deep, inner, rich levels. And we're going to take this opportunity this next week, now that we studied these things. These days, we're standing in front of the Creator every day, asking him to go deeper, to go into the mercy and to treat the world with rachamim. And we're going to take these days that we're in now to call upon ourselves to awaken a deeper mercy in our heart, in our being, to the people around us, the people that are close to us, to my wife, to my kids, to my neighbors, to my friends, to my colleagues, the people that are in my world. And I'm going to understand that everything that happens to me, especially now this week, to Rosh Hashanah, is all scenarios that the Creator is putting in my world that are giving me access to that mercy, where I could access that mercy. And through that, I awaken mercy on myself. Because when I need mercy, you know what the Creator of the world says? He says, my friend, you need mercy? I'm going to give you an opportunity to generate your own mercy. How? I'm going to put someone in your life that needs mercy. And by you activating your mercy on them, you're going to cause me, Creator of the world, to activate my mercy on you. We are able to generate our own mercy the same way we stand in Rosh Hashanah and we take the shofar, and we blow the shofar, and what we're saying is, Creator of the world, stand from Kiseh Din and sit on Kiseh Rachamim. We're asking you to treat your whole creation, that right now you're designing a new year, and there's rules of this year, and there's events that are going to happen this year. There's a whole, but now it's all happening in a tiny little We're asking you, Borei Olam, to create this next year, Tafshin Pei Aleph, a year of Rachamim, a year of mercy on your tired nation, on your confused and lost and broken and pained nation. After 2,000 years of Galut, we're so broken. Please have mercy on us and redeem us and heal us and hug us and kiss us and collect us and bring us. We miss you so much. We want you so much. We need you so much. So Borei Olam says, yes, of course. You want to awaken that mercy. I'm going to send you people, and they're going to annoy you, and they're going to bother you, and they're going to curse you, and they're going to push you, and they're going to do all kinds of things to you. And I'm going to give you an opportunity, my friend, to go deeper inside yourself and treat them with mercy. And the second you treat them with mercy, you'll know that I'm going to treat you with mercy because you awakened it. It's really my pleasure to be learning this. This is very, very deep and very useful for the time that we're in now. And I really hope that we're able to not just listen to this as a class, but to really understand that this is in our life and to be able to bring this home and to feel this in our world, to really feel it, for this Torah to really change us, and for it to see, we should see the actions and the reactions from this. Okay, everyone, Shabbat Shalom. Thank you.
Rav.
Thank you, and we'll be in touch next week. B'ezrat Hashem.
Thank you so much.
More things that came up, this and that. Please, please, please. We can be more interactive next time. More questions, more this. Bechavod. Always good. Pleasure, Louisa. It's great to see you, and it should be Shana Tova to everyone. And Yehi Ratzon that we should take this home, really, and really, this stuff is not just information. This is real things that we really have an opportunity to affect the way the Creator of the world treats the whole creation. It's everything. It's how He treats the birds, the animals, the planets, the water. It's gigantic. When we understand that we, man, is the source of how the Creator behaves.